Hi, welcome to Dad Rock, episode 5. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about my top 5 favorite grunge records of all time. But before we get into that, I wanted to mention a couple of the ones that didn't make the top 5. For instance, Babes in Toyland, Fontanelle. This is a really cool record. As a matter of fact, Elliot interviewed them. So if you ever want to check out an interview, it's right here on our channel. Another one is Mudhoney. Every Good Boy Deserves Fudge. I have that on CD in the garage. Awesome record. I think that would be in the top 10. Another huge one was Pearl Jam, the album 10. I love that record. It's really incredible. For some reason, it didn't make the top 5. It just didn't. And then one or two more, I'll say Mad Season, the album called Above, and L7, Bricks Are Heavy. Now, let's get into the top 5. I actually built a tunnel that goes underground to our next location. So I'm going to head that way, so you're going to have to follow me. Let's go. Okay, now, welcome to Dad Rock, episode 5. We're going to be going over my top 5 favorite grunge albums of all time. All these records were released in the 90s. So let's just get right into this one, shall we? For number 5, I have the Melvins, Houdini. This record was released in 1993, September to be exact. The Melvins are one of my favorite grunge bands, but they could also be considered punk, metal, doom metal. That's what I like so much about them. Elliot interviewed them 4 times. He talked to Buzz. So we love them for many reasons, but this record, along with Bullhead and Ozma, is what really got me into them when I first started listening to them because of Nirvana. Actually, Kurt Cobain would say in interviews how much he loved the Melvins, so I bought the Ozma CD at Vintage Vinyl Records in New Jersey, which is now just recently shut down, which is very sad, but still. Anyway, Melvins, Houdini. I love the Melvins, such an incredible band. Number 5. For number 4, I have Soundgarden, Super Unknown. What an incredible record. I personally like the more mellow songs the best. Black Hole Sun, Fell on Black Days, and The Day I Tried to Live are stuck in my head and in my soul for eternity. I also love the song Limo Wreck and Spoon Man. This album was released in 1994, and it definitely had to be in this list. For number 3, I have Stone Temple Pilots, Tiny Music, Songs for the Vatican Gift Shop. This record was released in 1996, and it has one of their most popular and one of my favorite songs, Trippin' on a Hole in a Paper Heart. It also has a song that I absolutely love called Adhesive, and the last song on this record is called 7 Caged Tigers. I absolutely love. I love Scott Weiland's voice. I went through a lot in the 90s, late 90s, the early 2000s. I listened to Stone Temple Pilots a lot during specific times. I won't go into detail, but this is one of those bands that I really have a lot of nostalgia for, a lot of deep emotional feelings for, and this had to be in my list. But also number 4, the album from Stone Temple Pilots is great. Purple, of course, is awesome, and I really love Shangri-La-Dee-Da as well. Awesome records from such a wonderful band and such a beautiful singer. Now for number 2, I have the following. For number 2, I have Alice in Chains' Dirt. This record was released in 1996. It's one of my favorite grunge records of all time. Sonically, this sound defines grunge in my opinion. This album defines the word grunge. Their sound, no one sounded like that at the time. The songs, Down in a Hole, The Rooster, Wood, Angry Chair. So many great songs on this album. Junkhead. When this album first came out, I got it on cassette. Eventually I had to get it on CD, and now I'm waiting to get it on vinyl when I could afford it. Blaine Staley is unmatched. All of the band members, Jerry Cantrell, unmatched band. Their unplugged performance is one of the best unplugged live performances ever. This band is a must-have. This record is a must-have. Solid number 2 for this list. Alice in Chains, Dirt. Okay, for number one, this may not be a surprise, but I have Nirvana's Nevermind. This album came out in September of 1991, and I remember the day it came out. I remember going and getting it on CD when it came out, and I absolutely loved it from start to finish. Incredible record. And I had this at number one because this album changed a lot in the music scene. It really broke out big time, and a lot really did change. And the whole grunge movement came thereafter, as far as I'm concerned. So, and I really love this band, and it's very tragic the way Kurt Cobain lost his life and everything. But still, to this day, I still listen to Nirvana. I still love this record. And there's really not too much I could say about this album that you don't already know, so I'm not going to get too far into it. But for me personally, I still love it. I still listen to it. And it really just means a lot to me, and it means a lot to a lot of people. Also, right here where I'm standing is when I saw Lollapalooza in 1992. This is Waterloo. And I saw Jesus and Mary Chain, Pearl Jam, Ice Cube, Soundgarden, Ministry, Red Hot Chili Peppers, but especially for this episode I wanted to mention Pearl Jam and Soundgarden. Soundgarden I already mentioned, but Pearl Jam's album 10 was very big at the time, was breaking out at the time. Pearl Jam played second, and that was still to this day one of my most unforgettable moments of seeing a live band, a live show. He climbed up the rafters, he was hanging off and everything. It was crazy and it was awesome. I was also the same age that Elliot is right now at this exact moment. I was the same age as Elliot back then, and this was my first major concert right here in this area. All the bands were incredible. The most memorable were Ministry, Soundgarden, and Pearl Jam. And now we're backstage in the Waterloo area for where they had Lollapalooza. So I just wanted to show this really quick because who knows what happened back here over the years, because Alice in Chains was here at I think that was the next Lollapalooza. Nine Inch Nails played here. Living Color, so many bands. So I can only imagine how many people like just hung out back here. And this is the view from, like, the stage is normally built here. And this would be the view. If you're like the band, that would be the audience facing it that way. So if you know the list of bands that have played Waterloo here, I know the first Lollapalooza, the second Lollapalooza for sure because I was there, maybe the third. You can picture how many of them played right here. I can actually feel the energy here, like from when I was here as a kid. So it's pretty cool. And one last thing I wanted to mention. 4 of these top 5 records had band members who died in a tragic way. We have Chris Cornell, we have Kurt Cobain, Lane Staley, and Scott Weiland. It's very sad and tragic that the way they passed away. And I just wanted to let you know, if you're ever feeling down or depressed, or if you feel like no one in the world understands you, no matter what, and believe me, I know because I've been there many times. As a matter of fact, one of my friends that I was hanging out here with back then at Lollapalooza 92 is no longer with us. And I have many friends who I've lost. If you make it to the end of the day and make it through another day still alive, it really means a lot. And sometimes that's all you have to do. You don't need to explain that to anybody. Your presence is needed. I want your presence. I want you to be here talking to me about music and stuff like that. So please stick around, and thank you so much for everything. Now, if you could just give me 2 minutes, I just wanted to show you real quick some of my compact discs and records. As a matter of fact, my CD booklet that I had years ago, I think I just saw on the way back up. So give me a second here. Now, this is a CD booklet. People my age know what this is all about. So I'll show you some of my compact discs that were within this grunge category. Okay. Here's some of my old CDs. Then you got the Stone Temple Pilots over here, Mad Season. Once again, Mudhoney, this is a really, really good one. Alice in Chains, of course, Jar of Flies. And of course we have Nirvana, but we also have the Nirvana Unplugged DVD, Alice in Chains Unplugged DVD, and some Melvins there. Now, I'll show you real quick some of my records. All right, a couple more CDs. This is the first Melvins CD I ever bought. I had Dale and Buzz sign it. More Melvins. More Mudhoney. More Nirvana. More Melvins. And show you some 7-inch. Tad. Mud Honey. This is actually a split 7-inch. This is a reissue we got recently. Nirvana. Melvins Night Goat single. Signed by Dale and Buzz. Another Melvins. Another Melvins. And here we have, I got these recently, Stone Temple Pilots, and I want to show you, there's purple, I want to show you this one now. Look how nice that is. Shiny, special edition, gorgeous. Extra stuff there. And some more Nirvana. Never mind, of course. And look at these Melvins records. Signed. Double album. Okay. So, please comment down below. Let me know your thoughts, your opinions, and some of your favorite grunge albums of all time. Thank you as always. Please follow us on Instagram, Little Punk People. On Instagram, also at Elliot Fulham. Also on TikTok now at Elliot Fulham and Little Punk People. And of course, thanks again. Have a great one.